Welcome to part 2. In this tutorial video I will show you how to hook up the extra wheels and suspension we added in the previous video so it actually starts working. So first of all, I'm going to add the blueprint to the scene so we can actually see what we have right now. For that I'm going to remove the arrow sled. Go to the blueprints. Blueprints we were working on was the CV92 in my case. Just going to drag that into the scene. Now go to your level blueprint, because the way the scene is set up right now is that you press a key and then it possesses the vehicle you want to control. So I removed the arrow sled. As you can see, I got a warning here because it doesn't know where it is anymore. So all I have to do is go to the scene. Oh jeez, I didn't have to close that one. Sorry about that. Open the level blueprint. Make the scene smaller. I have to get used to working with only one monitor. Drag the CV90 number 2 into your level blueprint as a reference to it. Just move it over there. Remove this one and then connect that one as this pawn. So what will happen then is when I press the 3 key, it is going to unpossess the current play controller. When you start the scene, that is the first person controller, and then it's going to possess the CV90 number 2. So just compile it, and then we will see what happens when we start this. So hit play. Now as you can see, we did not hook up the back two wheels and the suspension, so they don't really contribute to the vehicle at the moment. So let's fix that first. Hit escape and then open your blueprint, and now we're going to do some technical stuff. Okay, there are two functions that are important that you need to modify to make this work. First thing we will do is add the suspensions to the rest of the suspensions, because currently when you select the blueprint and on the right you scroll down, what you will see here is a suspension setup for the right and for the left, and currently both of them contain 5 elements. Now as you can remember, the M113 has 5 road wheels. Those are these 5 elements that you see here, numbered from 0 to 4. So these 2 back wheels are not listed here yet, so we have to add them, because when you go here in functions constructor and you go to register suspension handles, when you open this function, this is where you override the suspension handles of the parent blueprint, and the parent blueprint is the attract vehicle. What you see here is an array, and all of these suspension handles are listed, in this case for the right side, and currently those are going from 1 to 5. So what we need to do is, for the right side and the left side, add the suspensions that we added in the previous video. So let me do that first. Make a little bit of space here, move these down. The easiest thing to do is just select the bottom 2, in this case number 4 and number 5, and just do a copy and paste. Move them there. I'm going to disconnect this link because what you have to do is just, it starts here and then it goes from one suspension to the other. So we will hook this one up to the next one. Oh, sorry, I missed that one. To the next one, to the next one, and this one to the next row. Now these are incorrect because number 4 and number 5, you obviously already have these. So what you need to do is just look up the suspension handles that we added, and it's number 6. Just drag these in here, and number 7. That's the wrong one because this is the left one, but I need that one, so I'll just drag that down there. That's number 7 on the right side, and now I need number 6 on the right side. Now you can just delete these and then hook these up in here. Now, oh, tidy it up a little bit. That's one thing. Now you have to add them to the suspension handle array. So you just drag these over here and this one over here. Basically that's it. I'm going to show you one thing. Oh, maybe it's an idea to just immediately do it for the other side as well. Same thing here, just copy the bottom two, paste them. I'm going to disconnect this link here because this is the last one. Connect this one over here. I already dragged this one in here, that's number 6. Get these two out of there. We need suspension handle left number 7, and then hook these up. Like this. Same thing. Add them to the array. Here we go. And just to tidy it up a bit, going to increase the comment box. Basically, this is all you have to do to register the extra 2 suspension handles. Compile, save. Now, when I go back to my viewport over here, select the blueprint itself, go down here, what you will see is that both of the suspension setup for the right and the left side, the arrays, still only consist of 5 elements. That's because they were set to have 5 elements in the first place. So all you have to do to add the other 2 is just add an element, that's number 5, and add another element, that's number 6. So now you have 7 elements on the right side, and those are these 7 suspension handles you see here. Do the same for the left side, just add 2 elements, and now they both have 7 elements, or 7 suspension handles on the side. Compile and save it. Now what we will have to do is also add these wheels. That's also pretty straightforward. All you have to do on the left side in the functions, go to the animate wheels function, just double click that one. I don't get scared. All this function does is rotate the wheels when you're driving, and currently the other 2 wheels will not drive because they are not listed here. Now that's very simple. Let me go over a couple of things in this function that you probably don't need right now, but you have the animation here for the right wheels. you have animation here for the left wheels, let's say the rotation, and under here you have the sprocket on the left, sprocket on the right, the idler on the right, and the idler on the left. So all you have to do is add the wheels we added. So you have the right side over here. Drag this one up to make a little bit of space. Here we go. Now I need the right wheel number 6 and right wheel number 7. Put these over here. Now, as you can see, I have nowhere to put these, but it's easy to solve. Just select this node, right click, and then what you have to do is just add an option pin, so it gets another one, and add another option pin, and now you have 7 places to place the wheels. Now hook these up. That's all you have to do for the right side. Now we'll do the left side. Get number 6 in here and number 7. Here we go. Move these up a little bit to make it a bit more tidy. Do the same thing, right click, add an option pin, add another option pin, and then just connect these. I have to do something else here, but I'm not going to do that because I first want to show you what's going to happen now when we play it. So just compile and save. Go back to your scene. Now let's see if they're working right now. So just hit play, and as you can see, they're now connected. Now all we have to do is check if we can actually drive around in it. So when I press 3, I'm possessing this thing here, put it in the first gear, and try driving. Okay, it works. Now there's one thing wrong, and that's why I didn't change that yet in the function, just to show you that you have to change that as well. As you can see, when I zoom in, when I go forward, the sprocket is turning the other way and the wheels are turning the other way, and when I go to the rear, the idler is also turning the other way. Let's check the other side. These are all turning the right way. Now the reason for that is I used a single wheel for both sides. Now you can do that, that's no problem. Or you can create a separate left and a separate right wheel. When you use a single wheel for the entire vehicle, all you have to do is go back to the blueprint, and remember that was the left side, that all of them were rotating the wrong direction. You go back to your animate wheels function, look for the left side. This is the left side, and this function here underneath, it says flip animation 180 degrees. All you have to do is check this box here, and now the rotation of those wheels on the left side will be flipped 180 degrees. Now the sprocket and the idler on the left side had the same problem. So what we do here is look for the left sprocket. This is the left sprocket. Check this one. And the idler on the left side had the same problem. So check this one. That's it. Compile, save. Go back to your scene. Hit play. Now let's see if it's working. Go to the CV90 number 2. Put it in first gear. Now when I go forward, you see, now the wheels rotate in the right direction. We didn't change anything on the other side because they were already rotating in the other direction. So basically that's it. One small thing I can tell you for this one is currently it's still using the torque curve for the M113. As you probably would have guessed, that the M113 is much lighter than a CV90. Oh, let me see when I open this one. Go back here. What you can see here when I scroll down, there's a performance tab here, and currently when you look at this engine torque curve, it is set to the Detroit 6V, and that's the actual engine for the M113. Now, as you can imagine, that engine doesn't produce enough torque to move the CV90 around. So just for testing purposes, you can do two things. One thing would be to select the body and just lower the weight, lower it back to, for example, 10,000 kilograms. Compile and save. Now when I hit play, it will probably be a lot more responsive because it's a lot lighter. Or another thing you could do is look up the engine that's being used in the vehicle you're implementing, and then you go here in this folder called curves. This is the torque curve for the engine for the M113. When I open this up, now this is the wrong one, sorry, don't need the color curve. This one, this is the torque curve for the engine. So all you have to do is for your engine, look up the torque curve and then create a new torque curve and then use that one. That's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is select an existing curve. You just duplicate this one, call it test. I will open it, and then inside the curves, according to the what the manufacturer is going to tell you, you can add a key and then just move these to the right direction or right position. And then when you go to your blueprint, I will put this one back to the proper weight. Select this one. Go to your engine torque curve, select that one, and then just select the engine torque curve that you inputted. And basically that's it. Now for the suspension and the wheels, you can tweak a couple of settings. I currently didn't really have to do that. When you select a suspension point over here, sorry, I looked in the wrong way. When you select the the CV90 itself, you scroll all the way down. You have these suspension setup that we set it up for every suspension over here. When you open this up, you will see a stiffness force and a damping force. Now for every suspension you can just play around with this force, if it's too wobbly, or just to stiffen it up, just to get the result you want. Now basically that's all you have to do to get it working in the first place. In the next video I will show you how to set up the track with the spline and the instance track link. me see, I don't have my engine curve in this scene. Oh well. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.